Hey, what's good? What's good? It's your man D.U. It's your man D.U. And this is Talking Trash. This is Talking Trash. Yo, I am thankful, definitely thankful to be here another Sunday talking sports. Um, hey, it's a lot that went on. And we got the NCAA tournament going on. I'm gonna talk about a specific team in the NCAA tournament. Um, a lot of football stuff went on. I'm gonna talk about that. A lot of basketball stuff, NBA basketball, and I'm gonna talk about a certain topic with that. But with that being said, with that being said, I'm only going to get into this right now. And what I'm getting into is you all got to go to Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com and check out our merchandise site. You get yourself a Cornerstone hat, a Talking Trash water bottle, uh, and some Pulsar gear, right? Again, Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com. Now, what I want to talk about is my man LeBron James. Who has seen LeBron James this season? LeBron James has had a spectacular season. Like 19 years in the league. He's playing. He's playing on the offensive end like he's in his first year. Not even in his first year, in his third or fourth year. But that's when he really came into being LeBron James, right? Like the king as they call him. But LeBron James just passed Karl Malone second on the scoring list. So LeBron James is right behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And if you ask me, I think he's going to catch him. He's going to catch him. Last night they played against the Washington Wizards, where LeBron James was able to pass Karl Malone on the all-time scoring list. Like taking second place. LeBron James scored 38 last night. The Lakers, needless to say, the Lakers lost again, which makes their record 30-41. The Lakers lost uh, at a score of 127-119. The Lakers lost to the Wizards 127-119. And it's amazing. LeBron had 38 points. 38 points. 19th year in the league. Yo, I will never be the one to say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, right? I will never say that. But is LeBron James number two to me? Yes, he is. He's the second greatest player of all time in the NBA. When we look back at great players, LeBron is going to go down in history as the second greatest player. 4 rings, double digit straight times. I think 10 straight times to play in the finals. 10 straight final appearances, right? Like, and I hate at this point. I hate mentioning Kobe Bryant because I take it literally. Yo, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I believe in letting a person's name rest in peace. But Kobe, over the course of his career, was not the player LeBron James is. And when you look at LeBron James, his game is not to be a scorer. He really didn't have anybody assisting him like Stockton was to Malone. LeBron James provided the assists. LeBron James has the court vision. LeBron James was playing the point guard or big forward, whatever you want to call it. You know, the point forward. LeBron James was the one initiating the offense. And for him to be second in scoring and possibly one day overtake Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time scoring leader in the NBA, I think that's incredible. Because when you look at LeBron James' game, he was a combination Magic, right? He's a combination Magic Jordan. And what I mean by Magic is that he was the floor general, the leader. And what I mean by Jordan is that he had the physical attributes. He had the, you know, the strength, the jumping ability. And I saw LeBron play in person. And honestly, if you're a fan of basketball, there's no way you can deny this man's talent, this man's athletic gifts. I was just like, yo, when I saw him in person, I was like, there's no way someone this big should be moving this fast, this graceful. And the way he walked, his walk seems like it doesn't facilitate him moving that fast. It's like his walk, his feet are pointed outward, right? Like when he walked. I'm like, when you look at him, it's like there's no way a man this big should be moving that fast and being that graceful. He's truly gifted. You know, God gave him a gift that he hasn't taken for granted because you can tell he works on his game, right? LeBron James definitely works on his game. But salute to LeBron James, number 2 in scoring, passing Karl Malone. And that was a lot of assists for John Stockton. I see why John Stockton got so many assists. The only person he passed it to was Karl Malone. It's crazy, right? Now on to some football stuff. But you know what bugs me out? Like football, yo, Tom Brady's coming back. Tom Brady is coming back. Tom Brady was at home for 2 months, maybe, and said, freak this. My wife is running me out to the store. I'm in Walmart every day, Target. She got me painting. You know, I got a hammer on my side. You know, I'm going back to the football field. Tom Brady's coming back. That, to me, like, I thought this was it for him. But I guess that addiction of being in front of a crowd, people chanting your name, and you know, you being adored by mostly everyone, you know, that's an addiction that's hard to shake. So he's coming back again. Unless somebody said to him, Tom Brady, I'm talking about, yo, come back. We want to give you the supreme rollout. We want to celebrate you in every city, state that you play in, right? So if they're going to do something like how they did for Dr. J, the NBA did for Dr. J, right? And now in 2022, I'm going to assume they're going to do it on an even bigger scale. They could do it. They could definitely do it on a bigger scale for Tom Brady, but it would be fantastic to see them give him his flowers and then he rides off into the sunset. Because Tom Brady has been one of the most important NFL players ever for the NFL. You know, like the old guy, the armchair quarterback, right? Who's not athletic is rooting for Tom Brady. The guy that's not super buff is not rooting is rooting for Tom Brady. You know, when Tom Brady came into the league, you know, we all saw his combine tape. He was not fast. Later for saying he wasn't the fastest, he was not fast, right? And his body at that time looked like he ate a lot of McDonald's and Burger King, right? I don't even know if Chick-fil-A was a thing when Tom Brady really came out, you know, like when he came into the draft, right? It might have been. I remember eating Chick-fil-A in the 90s when I was down in Atlanta. Was it the 90s? Yeah, it was the 90s. It was either the late 90s, early 2000s for me, eating Chick-fil-A. So, but, and yeah, so Chick-fil-A was around. So, but he just ate, but look, his body looked like he ate a lot of fast food, right? His body, what Tom Brady is now, 45, right? 45, 46, somewhere in that range. His body, when he came into the NFL, looked like he was in his 40s. But to his credit, his body looked like he's in his 20s now, right? I think he's in better shape now, Tom Brady, that is, now than he was when he first came into the league. You know, like as far as preparing themselves for games and maintaining their body, this is where Tom Brady and LeBron James definitely have something in common. But that was a big story. But the other big story was there was a rumor, you know, Deshaun Watson was getting moved like early. And I can't remember the three teams that they spoke about, but he got traded to one, if y'all don't know, right? You only can get traded to one anyway, right? So that's needless to say. That doesn't matter, you know, doesn't mean a thing. You're going to get traded to one team at a time. So he they say he's getting moved, and Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns come out as the front runner. Then Baker Mayfield comes on and says, yo, on Twitter, yo, Cleveland, thank you. Baker, thank you for what? Where you going? Ain't nobody trade you. Obviously, he got in his feelings when he heard Deshaun Watson was being courted by the Cleveland Browns. Needless to say, he gets traded, Deshaun Watson, to the Cleveland Browns. Now, earlier, a week, 2 weeks earlier, 9 of the criminal sexual assault cases that Deshaun Watson had hanging over his head, he got cleared of. But there's still 22 civil cases. Obviously, the Cleveland Browns don't care about the 22 civil cases. right? They don't care because got traded with a fully guaranteed contract of 5 years, 230 million. 5 years, fully guaranteed, 230 million. Later, for the 22 civil cases hanging over his head, they was like, I guess they said, yo, we're gonna give you this money. You'll be able to pay them civil cases. The criminal cases, they got out the way. It's like, yo, at least you're not going to jail, right? We ain't got to worry about you going to jail. Let's get you back to making a living. Let's get you back to making a living, Deshaun Watson. And this speaks to when you're super talented and you're able to do something for someone, what people will push to the side. If Deshaun Watson was Daniel Jones, he'd be out of the NFL. If Deshaun Watson was Carson Wentz, he would be out of the NFL. And I mean talent-wise. I'm not talking skin color, race, whatever. I'm talking talent-wise. But because Deshaun Watson is superior in his talent, extremely talented, sorry, he got a contract, 5 years, 230 million. He will be under center for the Cleveland Browns next season. Deshaun Watson. Wow. Now, the other thing that the Cleveland Browns got to take care of is what they're going to do with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has requested a trade. But Baker Mayfield request is not getting granted. The Cleveland Browns are saying, Baker, we're not honoring your request. Right now, that's what they're saying. Because Baker Mayfield was giving his goodbyes. He was saying, Cleveland, thank you. But he hadn't went anywhere. And of course, it comes out, he requested a trade. And now Cleveland doesn't want to honor his request. So now, what are the Cleveland Browns doing? Are they saying, yo, we're going to bring in the ultra talented Deshaun Watson, and Baker, you're going to be his backup. You're going to be a highly qualified, highly paid backup for Deshaun Watson. That whole scenario is going to be interesting. I want to see what happens in Cleveland. I really do. Now, before I go, I got to remind you, you have to go to our site, pick you up some merchandise, get you a Talking Trash stainless steel water bottle at Pulsar-Entertainment LLC.mybigcommerce.com. You can get yourself a Cornerstone t-shirt. A Cornerstone snapback. The snapbacks is fresh. Again, you go to Pulsar hyphen entertainment LLC.mybigcommerce.com. You can go to that same site and get yourself some Pulsar gear, snapbacks, t-shirts, best in the business. If you hear me and while I'm talking Pulsar, everything is powered by Pulsar. Talking Trash is powered by Pulsar. Cornerstones is powered by Pulsar. Everything that you see me or anybody from my team do is powered by Pulsar. But I got to talk about the NCAA. I don't think any player in the NCAA, any one player, is having a Carmelo Anthony NCAA, right? Where you're looking at this particular player and saying, this guy is raising his stock, right? But there has been some exciting play, right? March Madness never ever uh ceases to amaze me. March Madness never disappoints me. It's been some close games. There's been some exciting games. Again, there's not one player who I can say in this tournament I can look at it and say where their stock is raised. Like, people have talked about Paolo Banchero. They talked about Jaden Ivey. They talked about Chet Holmgren, which I saw Chet Holmgren last night. But I've been knew about Chet Holmgren, Johnny Davis, those guys. And basically, those guys are going to get drafted where I think the predictions lie. Like I think Chet Holmgren is probably would definitely be number one. Paolo for somewhere between 4 and 5. Jaden Ivey somewhere 2, 3, 4. Like 2, 3, 4. So the kid from Auburn, Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith probably still go number one overall. So no one has, made a shift. No one player, but a team that probably has not one solid NBA player on their team. Not one solid NBA player is in the Sweet 16 right now. They're in the Sweet 16. And I gotta talk about St. Peter's. St. Peter's is a small school not too far from where I'm at right now. St. Peter's is, from me, maybe 25, 30 minutes away without traffic, right? With traffic, 45 minutes, an hour, right? But St. Peter's is in Jersey City, 30 minutes away without traffic. Not one player that you can look at and say, hey, he can play in the NBA. He's a starter on the NBA. But he's a solid bench player in the NBA. But they're in the Sweet 16. Small school out of Jersey City. True Cinderella. True Cinderella. They beat Kentucky, St. Peter's. Then they turn around and beat the defending national champions, which was Baylor. They coached by Shaheen Holloway. I remember Shaheen Holloway back in the day. One of the announcers said, "Hey, what does this do for Jersey City? You a Jersey City guy." He corrected the announcer and said, "Yo, listen, I'm a New York guy who works in Jersey City, who coaches a team in Jersey City. But much respect to Jersey." Yo, these players for for St. Peter's, I'm not gonna act like I know any of these players. I don't. One of the players that impressed me, not with his scoring, not with his like he's not flashy, but he's the point guard. His last name is Lee, right? His father is Butch Carter. His father found out, from watching the game, they said, yo, his father was Butch Carter, who played in the NBA. Lee is from Puerto Rico. So that made me, like his father must have been playing around, like getting his swerve on, and met Lee's mother. They don't even have the same last name, right? And got Lee's mother pregnant. I'm just speculating. I don't know as fact. Of course, he got her pregnant. That's his father. But I mean, but this kid, anyway, that's neither here nor there. He's from Puerto Rico, but the way he floor general and that sets a pace for that St. Peter's team is highly impressive. He puts everybody in their right spot. He hit a couple of clutch shots when was needed, as a point guard should do. Hint, hint, Knicks. I'm not saying draft Lee. I'm saying you need this type of point guard, right? He provided a pace. He made sure the offense ran smoothly. You could tell Shaheen Holloway has nothing but the utmost confidence in his point guard. Then they got a 6'7" guy. I think his name is DeFeo, yeah, something like that. Right? Like, but he's like 6'7", 180, not that big, but he plays big. I think he had about 7 block shots yesterday against Baylor. Baylor's a way bigger team than St. Peter's. And then what was impressive too about St. Peter's, I don't want to, bypass this, was that these guys hit their foul shots. Like in the clutch, they was putting 90%, 85%, 82% shooters on the foul line. Yo, I'm impressed by St. Peter's. True Cinderella. True Cinderella. They're in the Sweet 16. Competition gets harder. But they beat Kentucky and they beat Baylor. And I saw Gonzaga and Memphis. Yo, Penny Hardaway got a team. Like, Memphis lost to Gonzaga, but yo, that Memphis team, oh my God, he got some horses. But I said that to say this. St. Peter's that doesn't have an NBA player on their team a future NBA player I can't pick out and say, yo, I know this guy can play in the NBA. He may not be physically gifted, but he has the game. They don't look like they have any NBA players. St. Peter's look like a real good team, like guys, some guys that from the park that can really play, and they got a summer league. They got a summer league team. They play in the summer league, but they're well coached. Obviously, they're better than some summer league guys. But I'm just saying, compared to who they're playing against, this is how St. Peter's look. So again, I'm impressed by St. Peter's. I'm rooting for St. Peter's. True Cinderella, 15th seed in the East, taking down Kentucky and Baylor. They took down Goliath twice. Twice they took down Goliath. I'm rooting for St. Peter's and Shaheen Holloway. Let's go. Hey, it's your man DU. It's Talking Trash. I'm so grateful. And again, enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy all the sports you're going to watch today. And I'll see you next week for another special show. Take care. I'm out.